Would you like to learn how to turn $10,000 into $5 million investing in cryptocurrencies at the exact right time and being able to sell and essentially make a retirement fund within the next few years? If so, you are going to love this video because I'm going to be sharing with you important dates by which you need to be ready with fiat in order to be able to buy cryptocurrencies at their absolute lowest. Now, my name is the Suppoman, your superhero of cryptocurrency, and I find you 100x investment gems. Essentially, cryptocurrencies you can invest in, leave your money in for multiple cycles so that you can accumulate riches that put you into a rich list and make FU money that will allow for generations of your family to be able to live off of for many, potentially centuries. So, let's get started. Let me just first of all make sure that I am live. I haven't actually got anything that indicates that you can see me. Yes, you can see that I'm live. Can you hear me? Hold on. For some reason I've got it tracking into my AirPods. Yes, you can. You can. Fantastic. Right, okay, so first of all, let me just share this over to the people of Twitter. Tweet. Yes. Now, if you love what you hear in this, make sure you smash a like on this video. If you want to be part of Team Suppoman's generational wealth builders, make sure you subscribe and join 112,500 fantastic people. Incredible people that are learned and know more than the average YouTube audience because they follow me. And hit the bell notification so you don't want to miss out on these live videos because they are golden. Right, okay, so let me just start from this position here, okay? So what I'm showing you here is essentially the price range that has tracked cryptocurrency price action since its inception. So this is the Bitcoin price. And as you can see, the Bitcoin price has essentially stayed within this logarithmic growth curve. All right, so you can see that essentially at the end of bull markets, the Bitcoin price has either wicked or touched this green line. And when it goes to a bear market, the Bitcoin price either wicks or touches this red line. And that is what has happened in the previous 3 cycles that we have had, except for the last one. And the last one, I think, is a blessing in disguise because we didn't have a market top for 2021. Now, people have said, yes, we had 2 market tops. No, because if you look at the price action of Bitcoin for the first time ever, the Bitcoin price did not wick to or touch the green line. However, it fell very quickly to this bottom line and has closed well below it. Okay, but I still do not think we are close to the bottom. All right, so what I have said recently is this is what I believe to be this market cycle. Okay, so a typical crypto market cycle will have this bull period here and this bear period here. Now, the bull period would typically hit a euphoria stage. Euphoria would typically be here. However, we did not hit a euphoria. We did have a crash in June last year, and then we had a second top, the first time that's ever happened in cryptocurrency history, and then we have had a crash since then, but we never had a euphoria. But the reason why we never had a euphoria is because of the economical situation that has never impacted cryptocurrency before. The economic situation has impacted the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, house prices, and all markets, all financial markets have been hit by recessions before, but never crypto. Because crypto actually came as a result of the last recession in 2007, 2008. It was created to avoid financial disasters like the recession of 2007, 2008. But this is the first time since that period that we've actually had a recession or a looming recession. And as a result of that, Bitcoin was stopped short. The crypto market was stopped short. Yes, there were kind of hype cycles for Metaverse, for NFTs. Those did have euphorias to an extent, but the market in itself did not have a euphoria. All right. So as a result of that, I believe we are still going to have a very harsh bear period, despite not having an incredibly exuberant bull period. All right, and I think that the dates can be quite nicely summarized here. But I want to give you proper dates here so that you know what to look out for. So I asked this question on Twitter. Has the bottom been hit? I asked it like day before yesterday. And 3/4 of people think it has not been hit. Now, a lot of people said in the comments, oh, when the majority thinks it's not going to hit, that means it's not going to hit. Load of crap. All right? I think the majority are way more educated than they were before. And they are understanding that the financial situation, the financial crisis that we are in, and how early we have actually hit a very low price for Bitcoin means there is way more turmoil ahead for Bitcoin and for the entire global financial markets, all markets, including properties. So I don't think people are wrong thinking we haven't bottomed yet. And the lowest we actually hit was 17.5k. All right, now, as I've shown you already, these are my buy prices. I am sticking to them. Now, I have done a tiny bit of dollar cost averaging to honor my previous DCA ranges for the top altcoins that I am looking to buy. So I bought some of these because I didn't imagine they would hit so quickly, so I bought some just in case. Now, I am waiting to do my bulk buys, huge buys, millionaire, if not billionaire maker buys in this level here. All right, now where we stand today is that we are at 11 for greed. Now, as far as the greed and fear index is concerned, we are pretty much on par with the lowest fear that we've ever seen. Fear. If I said greed, I meant fear. The lowest fear we have ever seen. All right, so the lowest fear we've ever seen is roughly 10 on average. Right, where we are today is about 11, and we have actually gone as low as about 8 in recent times. However, this was the lowest that we've ever achieved, and that was in 2019 when nothing was really happening, and that was around about 4 or 5. Now, given that I think that we have got at least 6 to 8 months left of the worst, 6 to 8 months left of the worst, then I think that we have got further to fall than a mere 11. 11 seems like it's quite harsh. I feel there's more to come. Okay, so I want to take you back to this. Now, if we are looking at Bitcoin, as far as this logarithmic chart is concerned, then essentially, although we are falling well short, we are closing well below this red, what you'll notice is the logarithmic curve continues to grow. So if we go into, let's say, the beginning of 2023, the official bottom of this is 54,000, where at the moment the official bottom of this is 33,000. So this is going to be a moving curve. So as a result of that, I have a belief that although we are crashing right now, that the goalposts are going to slightly move based on the adoption curve, right? So the adoption means that we're probably going to be moving slightly upwards in the course of time. And as a result of that, as time moves on into next year, then we could be seeing prices going a little bit higher after 6 to 8 months. So I think the lion's share of damage is going to be caused in this period here. So these are the important dates to know. Now, just before I go into that, there have been things happening right now in cryptocurrency. So first of all, we have got rumors about KuCoin. Now, KuCoin is a tier 1 exchange. It's one of the top exchanges, particularly for Americans to be able to invest in cryptocurrencies, because a lot of them, and particularly those who don't want to use Uniswap or PancakeSwap or any of the decentralized exchanges, this KuCoin is a very popular one. Now, there have been differing reports on withdrawals. Now, I personally have no longer got any funds on KuCoin. I have used KuCoin before in the past to trade cryptocurrencies, but I literally send my coins to KuCoin. Once I've done the trade, I send them back into a ledger. All right, so I don't want any potential custody issues with my money. If you have it in your ledger, it is officially your money. All right? Even if you've bought or traded something and you've made money, if it's on an exchange, it's not officially your money. It's the exchange's money. The third party have custody of your cryptos, and if they are in trouble, they've got insolvency problems, then they can use your money to bail themselves out of it and freeze withdrawals until they have gotten out of the deep end. So to avoid that, now I have got some funds on Binance, not much, but I've got some on Binance, but I make it a rule of thumb not to have money on exchanges. And the reason why is because whether or not this is true, now, Johnny KuCoin, the CEO essentially, this is a CEO account on Twitter for KuCoin, KuCoin CEO. They have said this is bullshit. All right, this is not right. Okay, it's not true. I'm not sure who's spreading these rumors. We never had exposure to Luna, 3AC, yada yada yada. No plans to halt withdrawals. All right, so they are, well, the CEO is definitively saying this isn't happening. However, if you look further down, and you've got people saying, why have withdrawal limits been reduced to 1 Bitcoin a day? It was 5 Bitcoin, yada yada yada. All right, so clearly something's happening, and I think that this is a sign of what's going to be happening over the next 6 to 8 months is just this domino effect of lots of exposure for many platforms to the wrong types of cryptocurrency that have had a bad downturn, a huge downturn, worse than most other cryptocurrencies downturn during the brief stage of this bear market. And this is brief. You know, essentially this started, the fall down started in December. So we're only kind of 6.5 months into it. So given that we typically bottom 12 months after some form of peak, then I feel like this is a sign of things to come. You know, you've got KuCoin. What's next? I'm not gonna name any names, but you never know, right? But essentially anything that's not Binance probably could be in trouble. Now, we also had Coinbase. Coinbase have had some FUD as well, where they are doing increasing KYC on customers as they look to penetrate worldwide markets in terms of adoption. So Coinbase want to be one of the unicorns of, they already are a unicorn of the cryptocurrency world. They've already made a lot of money. They've got millions and millions of customers. And now they are looking to penetrate further and essentially be, you know, almost neck and neck with Binance and have the best penetration of crypto users because that gives them power. Now, they've been increasingly doing KYC. KYC is not a good thing. All right, KYC, in my opinion, is not a good thing because it means that addresses have an owner. All right, and it also means that you will be able to, or government agencies will be able to track where these cryptocurrencies go, and they go from a wallet to another wallet. All right, now Coinbase have denied that they sell customer data because that is one of the rumors that is going around, that they are actually, you know, essentially helping government agencies with the identities of crypto hodlers. So I think it's a sign of things to come. Now, at this present time, Bitcoin is actually doing okay. So today we have had a low of 18,755, and now we are at the higher end of today's range, which is 19,600. So we are on the upper end of where we have been. This is just sideways movement, okay? I've been predicting this for a while. It's just pure sideways action, monotonous action, whilst nothing really happens in the world of cryptocurrency. But these are going to be the events that are going to send shockwaves within the cryptocurrency market, and it's very, very important you know what these are, because you will be able to make buy decisions, or you'll be able to have money ready for the things that are likely to happen. Right, so the first thing I want to let you know is the FOMC, the Fed meetings, essentially. The last two FOMC meetings have either resulted in a dump or a pre-dump. All right, so in May, which was the first time there was actually a significant drop, where Bitcoin went from around the 40,000 zone to the 30,000 zone. This was the FOMC meeting in May. This is when it happened, and this was the resultant effect. So after, when the inflation figures were released and how bad they were, the market had a massive downturn. Now it then stabilized in the 30k region, and then in the lead up to the Fed meeting in June, People anticipated there was they wanted to front run because last time, just after the FOMC meeting, the price dumped. So instead of being last to react, they actually dumped prior to. And on the day of the FOMC meeting, crypto had already gone from 30k to 20k. Now, the next one is going to be at the end of July. This one, I think, could be the worst. Okay, this one I think could be the worst. Now, we've got the next one after July is the one in September, which is going to be happening around about 21st, 22nd of September. Now, this also has the potential to be quite bad. However, it's slightly saved. So, if you haven't kept up to date in what's going on, there is now going to be a stimulus program going on in the US. So, as you can see here, right, there have been, it's what's called an inflation relief stimulus. Okay, so to make up for a lot of the people suffering hardships with the increasing costs, living costs, there is going to be an inflation relief stimulus that over this bad economic cycle, people are going to be given some money. All right, now as you can see, there's already some states. There's approved states. This one I believe is California. There's some approved states and there is some proposed states. Now, this could be rolled out over the course of time. Direct payments are to help people cope with soaring prices for groceries, gasoline, and other necessities amid the highest inflation in more than 40 years. Having said that, some say that's exactly what happened when the federal government sent out federal stimulus payments during the pandemic, flooding the economy with cash and stoking today's inflation, creating today's inflation. So this is likely to have a positive, then a negative effect, in my opinion. All right, but it's starting out in California, and you can see here, is it here? Yeah, so you can see here that there's going to be certain amounts, not huge amounts. It's not going to be $5,000 or $10,000. It's going to be like roughly $1,000 down to $200. All right, when will these payments go out? The Franchise Tax Board expects sending out these between the end of October and the middle of January. Okay, so if we go back to this, what we have got between October and January is essentially the stimulus checks and the midterms. I think these stimulus checks are to win a popularity contest in the lead up to the midterms. Like I said before, I believed that come October, November time, there was going to be some form of initiative to make the government, existing government, look favourable for these midterms so that they win and their oppositions do not get their positions. All right? So, as a result of that, I think that this FOMC meeting in September could see either a flash crash or a recovery. So, how it could go is as follows, okay? So, we could be having some sideways action for a month, and then in the lead up to the FOMC meeting, way before the lead up, we could have a fall to maybe the 14,000 zone, okay? Now, on the actual day of the meeting, who knows what they're going to say? Maybe they're going to say, oh, the inflation measures that we've had have worked. You know, increasing the Fed rate to 0.75, whatever, 75 basis points, has had a result. Yeah, has actually worked out. In which case it could go up from that point. And then, maybe sideways action. So, what we could see is prior to, so literally in the run-up to the next FOMC meeting, maybe between mid-July and the end of July, we could be seeing people front-running a downturn. Okay, so this could be one of the bad areas. Okay, and then there's a recovery, maybe. What then could happen is that we could have this sideways action going down, and then we could actually have maybe 12k in the lead up to the FOMC meeting in September. Now, this is all going to be roughly decided on what's said in July. Has the situation gotten better? If it has, then the likelihood is we'll have a slight recovery, and then we've got like a 2-month wait, and then people will front run it again, and it may go down to maybe the 12k zone. And then come the midterm stimulus, maybe we could see a rally up to 30k. Now, this is all conjecture at this present time. This is what could happen. All right. Now, as you would have seen in my Twitter post, this one here, I foresee that the worst period is going to be next year. Okay, why? Because of this. The recession will hit in the first half of 2023, and the Dow Jones essentially, which is the main financial market for American stocks, is headed lower. All right, so the recession will hit in the first half. So what we could have then is we could have a small rally, and what typically happens at the end of the year, at the end of the year is typically when markets rally. Okay, in between October and December, or October and beginning of January, markets typically rally in that point. So we could be seeing a rally. We could maybe see the prices going a little bit higher, maybe. But I imagine that it's going to plummet once we actually go into a recession. Now, if we have a look at this logarithmic curve again, let me just put it up. If we have a look at this logarithmic curve, the there is potential as this log curve, as time elapses, that actually we may start to follow this. So there could be the case that it might not be so easy to drop to the lows again. Okay, so it might not be able to get down to 12k again. There may just go down to, who knows, 20 or something like that, and then start a recovery. You know, the recession is the worst, really. So, yeah, but as time is going and the logarithmic curve shifts, then maybe the price action will shift with it, in which case the best times to buy could be in July and or September. Okay, so these are the two dates I'm going to be looking for. And if this log curve has anything to do with it, then it's likely it may invalidate actually hitting lower prices despite being in a worse economical situation because it's a recession. All right, a recession could psychologically mean, well, all the lead up to the recession is the worst possible time. Okay, because that's when people's fearing. But when a recession happens, that could actually be a signal that, right, we've hit the peak worst. All right, the peak fear. All right, in which case the markets may just have a steady recovery after recession has been hit. So what I am looking for then is I am looking for these key dates in July and in September. All right, and these are the times that I am eyeing up to scalp these potential prices. Now, what cryptocurrencies? So, I have got two main lists at the moment. This is my real millionaire makers, in my opinion. These are millionaire makers for the long term. All right, so if you've been following me, you know that I am an altcoin maximalist. You will know that I like speculating on altcoins. And typically, I'll speculate on higher risk altcoins. But a bear market is not the time to do that. And the reason why is because, like with 2020 through to 2021, actually a lot of the best gains were seen in the blue chips. So Matic went from 2 cents, and this was at the time a blue chip. Matic, which then became Polygon, went from 2 cents to $3. Solana went from $3 to $300. Binance went from $50 or so to $700. Some of the best ever gains were made in the lowest risk cryptocurrencies. Hence why I personally think that with the domino and cascading that's going to be taking place along with the FOMC meetings, is that we are possibly going to be able to eye up really good buy opportunities for altcoins. Okay, and these are the main ones that I am going for. Okay, these are largely blue chip cryptocurrencies, particularly from Cadena or Moonbeam and above. Now, for those who maybe have a higher risk tolerance, then there is this, which is a higher risk portfolio. Okay, now these contain cryptocurrencies that aren't necessarily the Bitcoin and Ethereum of their particular ecosystem, but they have got the potential to be the Solana or Cardano of their ecosystem. So Velas is a fork of Solana that at this present time is under 100 million market cap. It could go as low as a micro cap. This could go down to 40 million. The price could go down to 1 cent. All right, 1 cent or 1.5 cent. Eluvium is very much kind of like the Sandbox, Decentraland. It's a Metaverse, but this one is a AAA play-to-earn game that's very, very exciting. This one, I think, would be a fantastic buy at $30. If you can get this at $30, this previously hit an all-time high of about $1,700. So getting it at $30 and seeing it past its all-time high, which probably go down to $3,000 eventually, then this could work out incredibly well for you. Marlin is very similar to Polkadot. It's a layer 0 cryptocurrency. This comes before layer 1s. This kind of gives the technology to a layer 1 to be able to perform fantastic miracles. Then you've got Victoria VR. Victoria VR, I think, like with Eluvium, Star Atlas, and Everdome, is a strong metaverse play. Look, 6 million volume in Victoria VR, despite the fact that layer 1s, like Moon River is like 7 million, and yet Victoria VR, which is a metaverse, and Moon River is a layer 1. So this is a multi-narrative cryptocurrency. All the cryptocurrencies within the ecosystem leads to greater value of a layer 1. And yet, Victoria VR, which is not a layer 1, which is actually just, it's a virtual reality based metaverse project that I covered very, very early. This has got 6 million in volume. This is essentially just under a quarter of its actual entire market cap. And then Everdome, similarly, if not more, actually says 6 million. 6 million. All right? And Star Atlas is pretty decent, actually, compared to the layer 1s that it's competing with of a similar size. So Saito, Stratos, they're both layer 1s. They are, even combined, just not even, or just about $750,000, and Star Atlas is 1.3 million. So it just goes to show that, and this is more of an emphasis on gaming because this is one of the super trends, which is still live right now, but it's also got an emphasis on infrastructure. So Velas, Telos, Moon River, Marlin, Stratos, Saito. And then down here we've got an outlier which is Castor, which is a payments ecosystem. Essentially it is like the microcap version of Crypto.com. Now, come 2024, let me just make sure that I am still live and everything. You can hear me and all of that good stuff. Which I imagine you can, but let me just make sure. Yes. So, come 2024, we are going to be having regulation. Right now, EU is likely to be, they've already kind of agreed on a regulatory framework. It's called Markets in Crypto Assets, MICA, and this is likely to come into force at the beginning of 2024, and this is going to be requiring stable coins to have backing, okay, to actually be collateralized, as it were, and not be and not have question marks like Tether has had. So they are looking to really clean up the space, and the likelihood is this is going to come into force as early as 2024. I think that that is going to be. Bear with me just a second. I think that is what's going to be leading to a potential Bitcoin ETF. So I think that come 2024, we are going to be seeing a drastic recovery in the cryptocurrency landscape. But I think that the worst to come is going to be within the next 6 to 8 months. This span here, I think, is what's going to be the worst of times. Okay, just about touching the recession. And when a recession is announced, this is where I think it's going to be the lowest, or potential lowest. So assuming that the goalposts do not move, we could actually see it going down to maybe into the 4 figures at this point, because this will be financial disaster actually announced. And from that point, this is where I could see a potential similarity with this black swan event here, which was the pandemic. Okay, so the recession could cause that, but all the way down here, which could be absolutely incredible news to make millions. Okay, so There we are, people. That is, in my opinion, how you are going to be able to turn your fiat money into incredible wealth. Now, in the meantime, let me look at what you guys are saying. Make sure I'm live and all this kind of thing, and see what you guys are saying, and see what you guys are suggesting as well. Now, there's 487 of you here right now, so if you could do me a solid, as Philocone said to me, if you could do me a sweet one and just smash that like button, I would be very, very happy. You just saw me smash it and it animated, so yeah, I would be very, very appreciative. In the meantime, let's have a look and see where Bitcoin right now is at 19.4. It just doesn't matter at this present time, I don't think. I don't think it matters, the Bitcoin price right now. It's just moving sideways and quite boringly. And really, the people who are making the key money are like the traders. So let me go and have a look. I nearly put Polkadot there. So let's have a look at Philocone. So I know that he is an active trader. He's actually right now he's doing videos these days, and he said here that he's made $23,000 profit in 10 days because he's very experienced trader, to be fair. He's been doing a lot of sniping. He's very, very learned on Elliott waves and all that kind of thing. And right now it's just a trader's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in the trader's paradise. Right, okay. So let's see what you guys are saying. And if we could get up to 200 likes, got 192. So he did have a nice little like spike. But I always forget to press the like on a cryptocurrency video I may be enjoying. So do hit that like button. I am just reminding you. So who have we got? So we've got Mivek, Sando, James, Lindsay, Sean, Canna Startup, Patrick, Casper, USA Local SEO, Youssef, Meist, Carl, Amina, Rob, Abdi, OVU, Aman, Yeldar, David, Crypto Ken. I need to be a millionaire, says Than. Let's go back to this page. Shayful, what's your thought about Lunar Classic? Interesting one. I feel like I've bought at the bottom and it's just literally going to be a case of just hodling and seeing what happens. Yeah, what do you think of my Pulse Chain scarf? I've tried to show the full colour range of like purpley pink, blue, red, yellow, orange. Yeah, I think I've kind of got there. It is just an insane scarf. JC, Roald, Red for Danger, Junebug Smith, Moon Lambo, Lindsay Clark, Alual, Roger. Thoughts on KuCoin? Okay, so my personal thoughts on KuCoin is that they are an exchange looking to be the next Binance and looking to be a super business in cryptocurrency. Now, the last thing that you want to do in a time of crisis is to panic people or confirm anything on the negative side. Even if you're doing it, you just want to pretend like it's not happening. All right? And this is the best way for people not to lose their shit. But does that mean nothing's happening? No, it doesn't mean anything's happening. All it means is that the people who are at the top are going to be naturally defending their platform and say nothing bad to see here, no FUD, don't know where this FUD's come from, yada yada yada. But typically, there is no smoke without fire. All right, so there we are. So my personal thoughts on it is that we are possibly going to be seeing another wave of really truly bad narratives, and these narratives probably next DeFi has already been crushed. CeFi, DeFi have already been crushed. All right. Next to go is probably centralized exchanges. Decentralized exchanges, I don't think they can be touched, to be honest. I think they're fine. I think if anything, they're likely to be bolstered by everything going on right now. But centralized exchanges, I think, there's a lot of danger. Do you believe Solana is a powerhouse despite the rumors and problems? Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got to kind of use the negative press to get the position you want. Like, for instance, a week ago, People were saying, Suppoman, Solana's at $40. It's never going to get to your buy price of $10. So you're dreaming. All right? But it's already like a third of the way there now. So you've got to use these. All of these ultimately amount to a fantastic opportunity. You've got to see through the illusion. In a bull market, Solana's fucking fantastic. But no one's saying anything's bad in a bull market. They say it bad in a bear market. So you've got to use those opportunities and see through the facade. But at the same time, it may be a problem. Crypto Dog said, did I get clickbaited by Suppoman? No, you didn't. In fact, if anything, I am one of the few clickbaiters because I absolutely am sticking to my word. These bottom buys, which I have gone through the cryptos, I've gotten through certainly the bottom buys for most of these cryptocurrencies, either in this video or in previous videos. The bottom buys for the strong assets are going to be millionaire makers. They really are. And you've just got to use this opportunity of the recession, all these FUD stories. Some of them have substance, but you've got to use all of these dominoes that keep falling down as a result of what's been caused by Luna, Celsius, centralized finance in general, the greed that happened during the bull market. You've got to use all of these as a way of accumulating the best currencies at a low price, because if I just show you one particular currency that I personally think I was ridiculous not to have actually taken part in. So I remember Ethereum all the way back in 2018. So in 2017, when I entered crypto, Ethereum was like $9 at the time that I entered it. And then it soared up to $1,400 in the bull market of 2017. And then from $1,400, it went down to like $80. $80, right? And as you can see, in the peak of the bull market, this went up to nearly $5,000. So let's just see what that is. So 5,000 divided by 80, a 62x! Now, at the same time that I bought Ethereum, I actually bought Hex. So I did buy some Ethereum and then I bought some Hex at roughly the same time. Now Hex, everybody says, is absolutely ultra incredible. I bought Hex at 0.003 here, exactly here, actually. 0.003, and then it went up 100x. So Ethereum being the number 2 cryptocurrency and Hex being one of the most talked about cryptocurrencies had virtually equivalent growth from the point at which I got in at. So $80 to nearly $5,000, 0.03 cents to 50 cents, roughly the same. Roughly the same. Considering there's a massive disparity through Hex, which was all the way down in the micro caps, and Ethereum, which was a large cap, that the large cap did virtually the same growth, shows you that actually buying into the blue chips is as good an investment during this market as buying a micro cap. And micro cap has all the downside, has all the risk, whereas a blue chip that has been taken down to its knees carries all of the network effect, de-risked, and all of the value carried with it. So in which case, I actually think that there's splendid opportunities to make millions here. Block Market Television, Crow 8, RKC, Roman, Edvinas, John James Power, Mango Juice, Superman you're a G, thank you very much. Vinod, Ameka, Afak, Vibranium, Roger, Lobs, Alan, Ivan, Banana Man. What's the best way to store Bitcoin and altcoins? It's on a Ledger Nano X, in my opinion, anyway. Though that's what. Oh no, and Nano S. That's what I use. Ledger Nano S. Just send it over to there. There's support for pretty much all altcoins now. Not all, but most. If it's Ethereum based, it'll definitely already have support. Just got a Trezor. Don't know how to get my tokens off exchanges that are not ERC20. Well, I couldn't tell you about Trezor, But what you need to do is you need to essentially download the software for it, and that will provide you with all of the coins and networks that they have got support for. Now, Ledger have got support with most cryptocurrencies, like Hedera, for instance. I've been carrying most of my cryptos in a Hedera wallet, and now it can be put into the Ledger wallet. Is 10,000 Moonbeam enough for millionaire status in the next bull cycle? Let's have a look. So, 10,000 times what I personally believe could be the market high of the next cycle, $50. It would definitely be if it performs to this much, yes. Moonbeam I'm hodling for a long term. It could have much more explosive action, or it could not have as much explosive action. It all depends on really what exists at the time of the next wave. Okay. Now, in my opinion, rationale would suggest that Polkadot never really had much bullishness. Okay. There was Solana, Terra, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche. These were like the four. Phantom. These were like the 5 cryptocurrencies that every YouTuber was talking about. People talk about Polkadot, but not getting it, right? So I think that Polkadot never really had a cycle, and yet Moonbeam is the best protagonist of the Polkadot ecosystem, and therefore you are likely to see the best performances coming out of Moonbeam versus Polkadot. So as long as Polkadot stays relevant, which I think it will, and Moonbeam survives as the best infrastructure, which I think it will, then we could be seeing this much. But I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think that there's going to be a mega horrific cycle coming up. Like, we are going to hit all-time high of what would have been the last cycle plus some. All right, because we're going into a new cycle. And if you think about where is the top? Okay, so let's use this logarithmic growth curve again. So look, at the time of halving, the top of this curve is 400,000 and the bottom of this curve is 100,000, right? So if Bitcoin refines this logarithmic growth curve during its price action coming out of the recession and going into the next bull cycle, then you're going to have a mega cycle. Okay, you're going to have a mega cycle for Bitcoin. You're going to have a mega cycle for altcoins, because essentially what you will have priced into the price action in the next bull rally is you will have what wasn't hit in the last bull rally plus what's got to be hit in the next bull rally. So therefore, I believe it's going to be a supersonic rally. I think it's going to be a volcanic and huge rally, all right, in the next time round, because you're going to have all of this fear that's been kind of concentrated during this recession and bad economy that's going to reverse completely into FOMO. And people are just going to be buying the bottom all the way up to the top. And we're going to be seeing new tops, etc. So as a result of that, to me, $50 Moonbeam does seem like it's very, very achievable. Having said that, looking at the Moonbeam price today, which is like 60 cents, you would also think, bloody hell, that has got, 100x to go to get anywhere near that. So, but Moonbeam hasn't had its chance yet, and I think Moonbeam has got a lot further to fall. Therefore, it would kind of be, if it went to 25 cents, which is what I am eyeing up as the bulk buy price, then that would be roughly, 250x to hit $60. It's 250x, which is quite ambitious. But you really never know, so it could happen. But the good thing I think about Moonbeam is that it's going to last for multiple cycles. What exchange do you use to buy near Binance? What kind of wallet do you hold it on? To be honest, I hold it on Binance at this present time. But that's only because I own a very small amount of near at this point. I only bought at 319. So not much. I am expecting near to get to $1, $1.50. But let me just have a look. It's a very, very simple check. Near Ledger, no. Install the near, yeah. So they've got near support on here. So that would be where I would hold it. Super. Any particular reason why you don't have one in your bear list? Yeah, because I've only got a certain amount of love to give. Yeah, I can't have everything on here. Like people will say, why haven't you got Cosmos on there? Why haven't you got Avalanche on there? Why haven't you got, Phantom or Hedera or what have you on there? And you can't have every bloody thing on here, right? So you've got to just select what do you want to take large positions in versus taking small positions in tons of coins. So I really want to consolidate the amount of coins I'm hodling into around about 13 max. All right, some of which are micro caps I hodl right now, like some of the launch pads, etc. That you just kind of hodl as keys to the kingdom. So being able to get into like pre-sales, etc. But then you've got your big bulk buys that form the massive part of your portfolio. And that you can only like dedicate to a few cryptocurrencies and bet on those few cryptocurrencies. The more you have, the harder it is. And Harmony had a hack. So I don't necessarily see that Harmony is a great buy. When something gets hacked, to me that's bad. If something has downtime like Solana, that's not so bad. But the moment something gets hacked, I'm out. I'm not touching it because if it got hacked once, it could get hacked again. So there we are. What does it mean, blue chip? Blue chip? Let's just get you the official definition of blue chip. But if you were looking at blue chip stocks, it would be Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Tesla, and all that lot, right? Those are blue chips. They are like the creme de la creme, the top stocks. And blue chip, let me just put definition, because it's giving me God knows what at the moment. So let me put definition. Blue chip, companies or their shares considered to be a reliable investment, though less secure than, I don't get what that means, but of the highest quality. So essentially, anything that's in the top 50 is considered a blue chip. Maybe kind of the top 10 is for sure blue chips. So anything above Dogecoin is considered a blue chip where the risk is taken out. But the higher the market cap, they're above $1 billion or so, it's kind of considered blue chip because it's got a lot of hodlers, big community, huge network effect. They've kind of done a lot of the hard work. So that's what blue chip is in a roundabout way. What do you think about Hexcoin? It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Like Hex, I obviously did a video on Hex back in September, October 2020, and I made 100x on Hex, and I was able to get into use a lot of that money to get into Pulse Chain and Pulse X as well. So it made me money, whilst also possibly allowing me to grow my money with Pulse X and Pulse Chain. From what I've heard, Hex has had no downtime, etc. But there's a single point of failure, and that's Richard Hart. If Richard Hart, touch wood he doesn't, but if anything bad happened to Richard Hart, then somebody assassinated him. The smart contracts carry on, but let's face it, the whole marketing and everything would fall. And I don't know. Actually, maybe if he died, it might be a Satoshi situation where he owns most of the supply, so at least it would never get sold. So, I don't know. It's risky either way. You've got to do your own due diligence on Hex, but I tend to go into things that have good fundamentals. Hey Suppo, thanks for your content. Are you staking your Glimmer on Moonbeam? No, because it's not really that much, to be honest. I don't have much because I haven't done a bulk buy yet. Is storing on Ledger safer than Metamask? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. The reason where Metamask is a problem is if you're interacting with a decentralized exchange and you tick on a permission that was like a third party installing something into your Metamask so that they can then access your Metamask funds. So Metamask has got a bit of a security flaw. As long as you use the official tokens and the official links for the decentralized exchange, you should be okay. Make sure you're very, very careful with what you click in crypto. That is, and that's what puts your Metamask at risk, either on your desktop or on your mobile. So yeah, it's always going to be safer on your ledger. But because I have so little Moonbeam, it's pointless to stake, I feel. So I'm just kind of keeping it there in case I want to do something. Who's going to Suppo's 40th birthday bash? Thanks a lot. eGold was hacked. Oh, whoops. I don't know what's going on here. Let me put that. Oh, I kind of remember this. Yeah, but then again, so was what is it? Optimism. Optimism. Got hacked. Pee off. Was it on the blockchain or was it on the mayor? Yeah, it was a security breach. That's probably what's led to $75. $6? Did it really go down that low? I don't know. I might look into. I'll look into that a little bit further. Yeah, I'll look into that a little bit further. I do think that Elrond has really good characteristics, like the store of value, but I'm gonna look into the severity of that hack. Why is MetaGods bookmarked? Well, because this is the MetaGods game. So so whenever I want to play the MetaGods game, I will just press on that and it will take me to it. Superman, I'm holding 70k Doge for fun. Do you think it hits 50 cents in the next run? Lamentably, yeah, I do think it. I think it will, yeah. I think it will, just simply because Elon Musk is a pretty serial tweeter when it comes to the bull market. A very serial tweeter when it comes to Doge. It hit nearly $1 last time round. So, and it's a blue chip now. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, if everything goes fine and smooth with Twitter, it's very, very likely to be a utility for Twitter, Tesla, all sorts for the long term. It sucks, but that is how I think it is. Cryo War, yeah, I still own, and I think it can do well in a bull market. You called 100x coins before. What is the all-in-one coin, the no-brainer for dummies? Well, there are plenty. Okay, so if I was to take you back to my bear market hit list, like the absolute. So I mean, there is no one size fits all. They all, in my opinion, satisfy relevant niches. Solana is looking to be the next Ethereum. And I think that it's going to maintain a lot of market awareness over multiple bull cycles. So I think this is a bit of a no-brainer. If you get this at $10, it's a definite no-brainer. If you get it under $10, the better. If that ever happens. Near Protocol is the one looking to be the next Solana. It's 5x less than Solana. And when I aim to get into it, it will be even under this 2 billion bracket. Decentraland and Sandbox, their Metaverse plays better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is another infrastructure. This is a games development house. Infrastructure. They all satisfy something different. Like Moonbeam, for instance, is the interconnectivity of layer ones. It's the interconnectivity of all blockchains when you're creating Web3 apps. So as far as I'm concerned, Moonbeam has the slam dunk qualities. And it's languishing outside of the top 100. So it's got so much potential, in my opinion. Like, to me, it has more potential than most cryptocurrencies I have ever seen. So I really do personally think Moonbeam is a slam dunk. No-brainer. Will Blue Silla coins ever reach their all-time high? Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see on that one. It all depends on what is the lay of the land at the time of the next bull market. Will we have launch pads? The likelihood is we still will have launch pads. Okay, if we do still have launch pads, then I could imagine that because Bluezilla projects really thrive in a bull market. If they are still around, then they are going to be dragging these launch pads to highs. However, they are segmented. BSC pad. How much will people care about BSC pad and all the other pads that they've got at that time? How relevant will those pads be at that time? Like ADA pad and KCC pad's not even a thing anymore. Pulse pad, Velas pad. How much of these things are going to really be around at the time? And if they are around at the time, then I do feel they're going to do well. But you've got to also take into consideration that we have got a lot of red days, bloodbaths, catastrophes coming up in the cryptocurrency landscape, which could potentially kill some coins. But I do think that Bluezilla have got very, very strong marketing to keep themselves going. And of course, they have come out with one particularly fantastic project recently, which is Moves. And this now is a 30x, and look at the volume, fantastic volume. The app's coming out soon, so they are really delivering on roadmaps, on milestones. So if you get into some of the cryptocurrencies, and the thing is that Bluezilla have a fantastic formula for success. So in a bull market that's still around, I do anticipate they'll do well. Will they reach all-time highs again? I don't know, because those coins that they brought out at the time were very, very relevant at that time. Come the next bull market, who knows what the narrative will be at that time, and will people still care about BSC pad and all this lot at that time? So I'll have to wait and see, but they're staying relevant and trying to be as relevant as possible. Do you rate Evmos? No. I don't rate anything right now, if I'm honest with you. Because there's too many cryptocurrencies. Look, there's 20,095 cryptocurrencies. Like, you've just got to go with the strong players. Because if you're not in a strong player, you're likely to just die out within half a cycle of the next bull run. It's too dangerous to call low cap shit coins in this market. Emika Chidozi, I love you, bro. Thank you very much. Okay, I don't want to be online too long. How long have we been on? 57 minutes. So I'll take a few more questions. Update on Everdome. I'll look into that, yeah. Still bullish on MetaFame? No, I forgot all about it. What about BeamSwap? No, I don't care much for these Moonbeam dexes at this present time, because there's too many at this present time that are trying to be... Jesus, 26,000. Let me have a look at BeamSwap, did you say? Very low market caps, shitty volume. Let's have a look at convergence. See, those make convergence look fantastic. And convergence needs help looking fantastic. Why do you believe in Moonbeam so much? I think, like I said, it's about blockchain connectivity. If you think about the .com era, essentially most blockchains are like websites, okay, or like hosts, but you haven't got that unified central entity that enables interoperability of all of those siloed websites. And the internet was the interoperability of those siloed websites. It allowed everybody to be able to have this index, this global index, to be able to go to websites. And it's similar, I think, for Moonbeam. Moonbeam is like if you're creating a Web3 app, do you create on Ethereum? Well, then you only have like a tenth of the market. Although it's a sizable market, you only got a tenth of the market. What about all the other blockchains? So Moonbeam is enabling for all sorts of all blockchains to be able to serve a central entity, and for Web3 apps to be able to serve multiple assets. So that's why I really like Moonbeam. And Moonbeam has got the strongest of fundamentals. It's a layer 1, ultimately. It's got, Coinbase, Binance Labs, a lot of the biggies. Let me find it. Misari. No, I didn't want that one. Actually, maybe I did. Yeah, Binance, Arrington, Fenbushi. They have got Coinbase as well. That's not listed on here. And numerous others, Bitcoin.com. Yeah, they've got really heavy VC influence. And Moonbeam, you know, just looking at how Harvest Moon as a kind of initiative has gone, I think that just goes to show you what Moonbeam has as a future. They haven't even really delved into the NFT space, not really delved into the Web3 space, not a lot right now. At the moment, it's just decentralized apps right now, and it's already performing pretty well. Yeah, I think Moonbeam has got a long way to go. The difference is that but at the same time, Moonbeam has got some vesting unlocks and some dilution to come, so I do imagine there's going to be some better prices. You meet Richard Hart in person. What's the impression? I think he's a fantastic guy, if I'm honest with you. I think he's a fantastic guy. Really enjoyed his company. And, he and I, after the video, which we filmed in December, after the video, because it was in Oxford. It was in, the town centre of Oxford, where I met him. And after the video... And this was about, because we did it live, and it was about 11 o'clock I did the video. And then we walked around for about an hour and a half or something, just chatting about stuff. And honestly, the guy's brilliant. I like him a lot. I think that there's, it's like with everybody. You've got the real person, what they're like to family, friends, just the next door neighbours. And then you've got the persona, which is the superstar, right? And of course, what I saw was the actual person, Richard Hart. And I think he's a great guy. I think he's a really, really nice guy. That's very ambitious, very driven, and keen to make a legacy. And in doing so, and at the time when I met Richard, he had about 100,000 followers on Twitter. And he had about 80,000 followers on YouTube. And since then, the guy has blown up on all socials. He's become a real celebrity. And I just think the guy's great, personally. He trolls people online. He replies to a lot of people that are influential people in cryptocurrency, trolling them. I think he's a great guy, and he met the guy from Korn, is it? So he's a great guy, okay, and and he plays a persona perfectly in order to grow his socials and grow the marketing. There's not many people I think that can do that. I think he's a great guy, I really do, and I think his heart's in the right place, and I don't think he's a scammer. I don't think he is a scammer. But do I necessarily think he's kind of up there with Vitalik or Satoshi? No, probably not. But I do think he's a really great guy. And I've met a lot of influential people in cryptocurrency, and I think he's one of the coolest. Okay, there doesn't appear to be much in the way of chattage, so I'll probably make a move in a sec. But if you could, just as a reminder, I would be highly appreciative for coming to you on this Sunday evening if you could quite literally just smash that like button. Just let's get up to 400. If we get up to 400, I would love you forever. Do I still speak to Box Money? Yes, I do, yes. What do I think about Electronium? That's funny. How is Electronium doing? I may as well have a look while I'm here. Electronium is a hype coin of 2017. The ICO was 1 cent. So if you got in an ICO, you're not actually that bad off, to be fair. What's your thoughts on Vechain? I think Vechain's strong. Vechain is not a layer 1, so it's not going to have anywhere near the kind of coverage that the likes of Solana would have. But Vechain has a very, very strong use case. The whole, and particularly where it is, where where we got supply chain problems in China, Vechain's China based, and it's all about supply chain management and supply chain management on the blockchain and product history, traceability on the blockchain. Vechain's a top-notch project. It really is a top-notch project, and they'll undoubtedly become more over time. So, but it's not that sexy. That's where it kind of falls down. Like, you don't necessarily get the same emotional feel when you mention Vechain as you would Solana, for instance. Like when you mention Solana, it's just got that very visceral, very exciting, very promising feel to it. Whereas Vechain, it's a bit like a business. You know, it's kind of like, it maybe feels a bit boring. It's probably the difference between kind of like Bill Gates and Elon Musk. Elon Musk is like Solana. It's exciting. It kind of makes you feel something emotionally. Vechain's a bit more like Bill Gates. Kind of doesn't make you feel that much. Just kind of makes you feel like it's kind of robotic, but at the same time, still very, very successful. So, no, I think Vechain's excellent. But I don't think you'll hear much about it until it just blows up during the next bull market. What is the best sites to see schedules for vesting unlocks? I don't know. I mean, CoinDar is probably one of them. But, you know, the best thing to do is to be part of the Telegram groups, and that is where you'll find them for the most part. Let me have a look. Is CoinDar still any use? Is it still in use? Like, you can see that, you know, what they've got on here is very basic. Not a lot, essentially. AMAs, contests. Let's have a look and see if there's any. No. But crypto. I mean, how I keep a hold of it is basically through being in all of the Telegram groups. No, if anybody knows of one, then don't hesitate to mention. Let me have a look on CoinMarketCap actually and see if they've got anything on here. You've got ICO calendar, events calendar. Let's have a look on here. Staking launch, listings. Not much in the way of vesting, no. Token burn, loco meet, never even fucking heard of that crap. So, yeah, so you've got to kind of just be, and this is another reason why, you know, going back to the question where somebody said, why haven't you got Harmony on here? You need to kind of be able to have enough coins that you can manage, you know, what's happening with each. If you can't manage it, then your investments are going to just crash, you know, because all of a sudden there's going to be a hack, and you never know there was a hack. There's going to be, I don't know, maybe a mainnet launch, and you've got to do a token swap. You miss the token swap window, and then you've got a load of, you know, redundant tokens. So you've got to kind of be active, and having not many cryptocurrencies, but a nice list of ones that you can rely on means you can keep on top of it. Is 300 Metis DAO enough to be millionaires? Let's have a look at Metis. I don't think so, but let me have a look. Metis DAO. Wait a minute. Let's just go on the optimistic side. So CoinMarketCap. Let's have a look and see. Let's just get a decent layer one. Let's get like Holochain or something. So it's got 358 divided by 84. That doesn't sound like much. It sounds like only about 5x. Yeah, about 4.5x. You know, so maybe best case 40x if it was to become a 3 billion coin. In which case, let me have a look. So 19 times 40, make it $760, which I think is quite on the ambitious side. And then 760 divided by 300. No, it's not enough to be a millionaire. Basically, I think that's best case. BeamSwap is the pancake for Moonbeam. Yeah, no, I thought so. But as you can see, yeah, they're I wouldn't say it's the pancake. I would say it's trying to be like the pancake is like the official DEX of Binance Smart Chain, and I don't think Moonbeam has an official DEX. And if BeamSwap is the official DEX, well, it's pretty shit in terms of market cap. So you could speculate on it, you know, by all means, speculate on it. But and it, you know, if Moonbeam does very well, so could this. But also at the same time, you know, BeamSwap, StellarSwap, SolarBeam. There's quite a few that have already, and who knows how many more are going to appear. So, you know, it may just get made quite redundant quite quickly. Please check cross-chain bridge token. No, I'm not going to check shit coins. So what do you think about Clever? I don't know it very well. What do you think about Outer Ring? Risky. Very risky. Let me just have a quick look at Outer Ring, because this is one of Bluezilla's that everybody was like, oh, Superman, this is going to do really well. And I said, it probably might not. And look, it's on 191. So those people look like idiots now. They were like, oh, why do you cover Everdome? Outer Ring is quite clearly going to be better than Everdome. Yeah, well, those people look stupid now. All right, I'll take one more question. And then I should probably make like a tree and leave. Stupid. Yeah, so get in your questions now. Come on, come on. Betting ends. Hey, do the math for Hex, including interest, assuming it survives. Too much, because you've got to kind of allow for the the big Hex payday. I can't be... Make like a tree and get out of it. Yeah, because that's what Biff says. But when Biff meets future Biff in Back to the Future 2, he finds out the proper way to say it. Back to the Future 2 is one of my favourite movies of all time. I like Back to the Future 2 more than I like Back to the Future 1. What should I invest in? I'm not going to answer that. You have to listen to what I say, and then you've got to make your own decisions. You know, use what I say, the fundamental analysis I carry out, what I look for, why I look for it. You know, look for, you know, who's behind the team, what have they done before. Look at the utility of the coin, and is that token demand likely to last multiple cycles? Look at the VCs. Do the VCs... Are they well connected? Are they premier tier VCs like the likes of Fenbushi, Arrington, GBIC, and what's the other one? What was the one that was doing all those DeFi plays? Can't even remember. Not Three Arrows Capital though. Binance Labs, Coinbase, and all that. And have they got all of the ingredients that allow them to do well? If they do, that means that the chance of loss or chance of failure is significantly reduced. It doesn't guarantee it will make 100x, but it does guarantee that you won't lose big anyway. But that's not always the case, because look what happened with Luna. And Luna is a stark reminder in the cryptocurrency landscape that nothing is a surefire bet. Right, okay, I think that is it. Because I haven't gotten any more questions. Oh, if you had one choice between Eluvium Seek VR or Everdome, which would you choose? That's a tough one. That's a tough one, actually. Everdome has real potential to be that 16k. Oh man, what is it? It's like, obviously you've got 3D, 4D. They're looking to be like 8D or something like that, and like instead of like 4K, like you've got, you know, you've got 4K resolution on your TVs or whatever, or 4K, yeah. You know, Everdome is looking to be 16K, so 4X. So for all the four corners of your virtual reality world, they're going to be 16K, and they've got the Meta Scanner as part of Meta Hero that enables you to essentially create anything from the physical world and put it in the Everdome. And the Everdome is the metaverse of the Meta Hero ecosystem. And I think that is incredibly promising. Incredibly promising. And it's a metaverse and a play to earn play, whereas Eluvium is more a play to earn. This is more like a kind of Axie Infinity, but much better. Okay, it's not necessarily. I wouldn't say this was a metaverse as such. I wouldn't say this was a VR world. This is a play to earn PC game. So yeah, this is more like an Axie Infinity. So I'd bet on both. Obviously, I am betting on both, or will bet on both. But for different reasons. You know, Everdome is more like Decentraland, and Eluvium is more like Axie Infinity, but just better. Right, I think that's quite a few decent questions answered. So, would 20k invested at close to the bottom be enough to make FU money? Yeah. Yeah, easy. Yes. Believe me, right? Look, let me just show you this once again, right? So what we had was we had a not top in 2021, right? So we've essentially got this that has to be hit, as well as the next cycle that has to be hit, right? So given that, we have got what's likely to be, once the recession's out of the way, once the halving is out of the way, once we are going back into bullishness, we are likely to have a mega cycle. And given that the recession would have held back the entire financial markets by about 2.5 years, then what you're going to see is possibly a 5-year bull run. So not only will it be a mega cycle, but it's likely to be a long cycle as well. So 20k invested, basically because we have fallen out of the logarithmic growth curve, and we are likely to go down to like here, fall like almost like completely, almost like fall out of if there was a second layer of a growth curve, because we're about to fall out of here and potentially go right back to the top of the next growth curve, I imagine, over coming cycles, then, you know, 20k invested, I think, is going to lead to a mega-rific money. You know, I think that even if you were to, even on the most low-risk side, let's say Bitcoin goes down to 10k. Let's say it goes down to 10k, which I'd say 50-50 chance of that. I think it's definitely going to go down to kind of 14k. But if it goes down to 10k, and you could buy with 20k 2 Bitcoins, and Bitcoin by 2030 is $1 million, which is very likely, in my honest opinion, then that's 2 million. All right, and that's with the lowest risk asset. The lowest risk, highest, most valuable asset, and you can still become a millionaire with 20k invested. So if you get into something like a Solana or Ethereum or a Near or maybe Elrond or Moonbeam or something like that, the likelihood is that you're going to make like real, like I don't know, like Elon Musk money, maybe. Who knows? Maybe not that much, but you never know. Right, okay, I think that is it. Did I get any more super chats? I don't know if I did, so let me just check I didn't. No, I didn't. Thank you very much, Experiment Gaming, for all of the thingy-majiggies. Make like a banana and F off. What? Why BZ has no channel where you communicate with them? I think that is a deliberate thing. So people can't just go fucking, oh, why is the price going down? Cause FUD. So they don't give you that opportunity. So, do you think Axie Infinity will survive in the bear market? It may survive, but I don't think it probably isn't going to hit all-time highs again. Or it might, but it's shit, right? The reason Axie Infinity worked is because when Play to Earn had its run, Axie Infinity was right there as the Bitcoin of Play to Earn at that time. Now it's kind of lost everything. All the people in underdeveloped countries that were making a lot of money from Smooth Love Potion as the secondary token of Axie Infinity have essentially gotten burnt, have no money now, and they're just going to be looking for the next best one. And at the time, it's going to allow all of these play to earns to catch up. And so later on, I think Axie Infinity is going to be usurped by much better competition, i.e. Eluvium. And Eluvium has gotten involved in a lot of these gaming guilds. So the likelihood is that you're going to be able to play to earn with Eluvium better than you can with Axie Infinity. So I think Axie Infinity is shit, personally. I wouldn't bother getting into it. But, you know, I don't research it, so it's up to you, I guess. Right, I could be kept here all day because I see some bit questions which seem like they're quite interesting. But Nathan Jackson, following you since 2019, New Zealand, really appreciate your energy. Thank you very much. A lot of people say, oh, I am not going to watch an hour's stream, so I don't want to keep it too long, but otherwise I could be here all day literally answering your questions. Neo N3. Oh, I don't know. I still hold Neo. Anyway, you kept calling rally to 120k. You were wrong and wrong on those also. I wouldn't say I was wrong on the lows, because I would say I've been pretty much bang on the lows. But I would say that on the highs, yeah, we didn't get the top. So look, if Bitcoin hit the top of the rally, it would have been 100k. That is where we should have mathematically got to. You know, to hit the euphoria, that's where we should have gotten to. And looking at the previous action, basically we have always hit the top of that curve. That kind of sparks right time to sell. Right? It sparks to the people in the market, it's time to sell. But the thing is that essentially the everything bubble came to a grinding, I would say it stopped blowing up around about November, and essentially now we are seeing the catastrophic popping of that bubble. So yeah, so anyway, yeah, so you know, you can't be 100% right on all the times, but there was real rationale for the highs of 100k. If we'd have hit 100k, we probably would have wicked above it, because we tend to kind of have some kind of, you know, kind of FOMO effect created as a result of hitting a megarific high. But yeah, it didn't happen. But you know, at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares? As long as you're long term in cryptocurrency and you can hold with strong coins, then, you know, Bob's your auntie. Right, that's it, people. So I've now got my full face back on, so that shows you I'm about to end, despite saying I'm going to finish now. So thank you very much for being here. We are coming up to a period, a fantastic period, I believe, of being able to accumulate cryptocurrencies at the best ever prices. And this, I believe, is the calendar that is going to bring the opportunity. So the likelihood is that the next Fed meeting in July could be that best time. That is what I'm holding out for. So I am not falling for any of these, you know, stupid little rallies that happen in Bitcoin, where it goes at 20k or 23k or whatever. I don't give a shit, right? Because the likelihood is that either in this one in July or this one in September, we're probably going to see the lowest. And then potentially when we hit the announcement of a recession, we'll either equal or possibly go a bit lower than the lowest, just simply on the grandioseness of the event of a recession. And then after that, I think that's when we're going to, that's when you've got to have had your buys bought. So July, September, January. Those are the big events. All right. So, hope you enjoyed, hope you loved, hope you got a lot out of it. Make sure that you get your fiat prepared. Make sure that you have got your cryptos and the long-term vision that you've got and the long-term targets you've got for those cryptos nailed before you do it. Because otherwise, you'll probably never get another or better chance ever to make incredible wealth in crypto. Till next time, people, you've been incredible and I've been the Suppoman. It is lights out, all out.